Dr. N. Kalai Selvi, Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, shared her valuable insights on the crucial role women scientists play in driving research and development in India.
Joining me is the Director General of CSR to talk about the International Women's Day. Ma'am, Kalasvi ma'am, it's an opportunity, huge point. Our minister also came here. Your institute also has almost 6 directors in different labs. How does it feel when people talk about you as one of the trailblazer in this department?
Thanks a lot for this very innovative question, because we from CSIR, we are known to make this kind of tremendous changes, and these are changes that are making even jealous also at some level, and CSIR is known for that. And not only 6 directors, I was also one of the directors in the past, and now I have been considered for this position. And CSIR is one such organization we believe in, truly believe in women leadership. And if you come to our headquarters, we have 11 divisions. 6 divisions are headed by only female. Therefore, we are already dominant. And therefore, we always feel so happy, and we say that there is a day, and the day is not so far off, that male are going to come and ask for where are my privileges and when will I get this leadership position. So CSR has already done it, and CSR is a place where changes are happening just like that. And we are known for not only transforming lives of the society, but also transforming the work culture as well as the scientific culture also.
We got a glimpse of what woman power can do. Do you believe that in the next years to come, you under you CSIR will, and also the ministry will work on providing end-to-end, like for instance education, and then taking it further up the ladder?
Actually, in CSIR, we do not only research, but also we create the next generation scientific leaders. As you rightly said, education. We also have an academy, which is called ACSIR, Academy of Scientific and Innovative Research. Right now, we are having around 6,000 research scholars in the name of ACSIR. So they are our future scientific leaders. And also in CSIR, we always believe that tomorrow is not, we need not wait till tomorrow. So today itself, we are making all the preparedness for leadership also and scientific leadership.
Much appreciated time. So that was the DG CSIR stating that they are ready, and it won't be long that the women folk will rule the roost, and not just in CSIR but all over the world and also in India. With camera person, this is Abush Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
Most new homes built in Australia must include step-free entrances as well as wider doorways and hallways in a bid to make future homes more accessible. All states and territories, except for New South Wales and Western Australia, have formally adopted new design standards over the past few years. But disability advocates say more should be done to make homes inclusive for all.
Belle Owen was excited to buy her first home in Adelaide, but it wasn't exactly perfect.
So far, I'm 12 months into the journey of home ownership, and my home is still not accessible to me.
Her home still lacks basic features, preventing her from living an independent life.
I've still had to rely on somebody else to turn on a shower for me, turn on the taps for me when I need to wash my hands, reach my oven.
We've heard stories of people crawling into an inaccessible bathroom because that's the only way they can use the bathroom facilities, or being in forced shared living arrangements.
The updated National Construction Code requires all new builds to meet a silver level design standard, where entrances and showers are step-free and doorways and hallways wider. Every state and territory but New South Wales and Western Australia have already adopted the changes. The New South Wales Building Commission says some new homes meet the silver standard, but it's watching what happens interstate. And WA's building regulator decided against the changes due to housing availability and affordability.
They will fight it to the end, but once it becomes law, they will get on with it.
But advocates say new builds should adhere to the gold standard, which includes power points that are within easy reach and more spacious kitchens.
It's a great opportunity, for example, for the state government in South Australia to take the lead on going beyond the accessibility standard in the National Construction Code.
South Australia's Housing Minister Nick Champion says higher standards could prevent homes from being built at a time when new homes are desperately needed. Belle Owen, though, maintains builders should be creating livable homes for all.
It's a place for you to be ready to be participating in community and work, and everything else that you do kind of starts from home.
Fighting to prioritise accessibility for future generations. Bethany Cody, ABC News.
The federal government says the River Murray's water recovery journey is well underway, claiming more than half of its water target is on track to flood back into the expansive basin. But as gigaliters flow back into waterways, residents of the Fleurieu Peninsula are still feeling the effects of a severe dry spell.
Liquid gold bought by the government from water holders along the Murray-Darling Basin. The target, 450 gigalitres, flooded back into the River Murray by 2027. The federal government says it's confirmed 130 gigalitres already, about half of that through buybacks, and it's on track to secure 150.
It's vital for South Australia's cities and towns. It's vital for South Australia's agriculture and industry, and of course it's vital for the environment.
But the Coalition's water spokesperson says the minister is overstating how much has been secured for the basin, while the Greens say any water for the Murray is welcome.
As we get into a more drier period, as climate change starts hitting, we're going to need that even more.
A dry period which has already taken a toll in the Adelaide Hills and Fleurieu Peninsula regions. Rain isn't forecast to arrive for months, and tanks and dams are close to empty.
There's 3 families that I know of down there. Their kids aren't going to school because of this situation. You know, they can't have a shower. They can't wash their clothes.
Yankalilla's mayor says 80% of properties in his council aren't connected to mains water, creating an overwhelming demand for water delivered by truck.
What seems to have happened is that all at once people have realised that they're getting a bit low, they've phoned the water carters and they've created inadvertently a bottleneck where there's waits being listed even up to 2 months.
If the minister gave me a tanker, we could get water down to the people in need.
A state government spokesperson says it's working to get more water carting deliveries into the area by supporting potential new carters to help hydrate a thirsty region. Sophie Landau, ABC News.
The global shipping industry is responsible for 3% of global emissions each year, but an Australian shipbuilder is hoping to change that. Incat, a Tasmanian company, is building what will be the biggest electrical ferry, and they think it's just the beginning.
This is no ordinary ship. I'm standing on the bow of what's soon to be the world's largest electric ferry. It's being built here in this shipyard in Hobart, Tasmania.
The shipbuilders behind this world-first project, Incat, are renowned for their lightweight aluminium ships.
As you can see, the ships are getting bigger.
The company's founder, Robert Clifford, has never been afraid of testing new waters.
And how big of a risk is it to go all in on the fully electric ship?
I don't see it as a risk at all. The risk would be if we tried to stay with fossil-powered fuels, we would run out of the market. That's the big risk. And it is exciting to be leading the world with electric propulsion.
Incat's aluminium ships weigh around half of what a traditional steel ship would.
Lightweight construction and electricity go together because less power is needed. Not only less power, but most importantly, less charging time.
Hull 96 was originally designed to be powered by gas engines. But during a pause in construction in the midst of the pandemic, the South American customer Bookabus had a change of heart and asked for an electric ferry instead. The ferry will travel between Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires, to Colonia del Sacramento, Uruguay, carrying 2,100 passengers and 225 cars. It'll transport commuters 30 nautical miles, or about 55 kilometres, across the River Plate 3 times a day. To make the hour-long journey, it's going to need some serious batteries. There's over 5,000 battery modules that weigh 280 tonnes. That's the equivalent of about 860 average-size electric vehicle batteries. Despite this weight, Incat's CEO says the ship is lighter than traditional diesel-powered ferries.
But think of 8 diesel engines and all the fuel tanks we need to power those, compared to the batteries themselves, which are charged from the shore side every time the boat docks.
While this electric ferry shows what can be done over short distances, there are questions on whether ships with longer journeys can do the same.
The ships that we build here at Incat, we're focusing on the 100 nautical miles or less. The large cargo tankers, I think, have bigger challenges to face.
The global shipping industry has a goal of reaching net zero emissions by 2050. It's a tough ask for an industry that accounts for 3% of global emissions. But if they can pull this off, it might just be possible.
Jess Davis, ABC News, Hobart.
The Ministry of Livestock Development of Nigeria is wooing investors into livestock value chains to unlock the benefits lying fallow in the industry. Minister of Livestock Development Idi Mukhtar Maiha made the commitment while inaugurating the first indigenous salt lick factory in Zaria, Kaduna State.
Salt lick is a block of salt or mineral-rich substance specifically designed for animals to lick, providing them with essential minerals that might be lacking in their diet. Minister of Livestock Development Idi Mukhtar Maiha said the ministry is creating an enabling environment for such enterprising initiatives to thrive, leveraging on public-private partnership.
This unveiling also reflects our broader mission to modernize the livestock sector. From developing grazing reserves to promoting climate-stable practices and empowering rural youth, we are determined to unlock the full potentials of this industry.
Emir of Zazzau Ahmad Nuhu Bamali described Nigeria's livestock industry as a gold mine, calling on all to invest into livestock farming for self and national development.
We hope to also join the queue of animal farming. Probably maybe after this we'll key into that vision, to start, coming around to buy this product so that at least we'll move away from peasant farming to commercial farming.
Speakers at the event said the factory is a new vista for animal health and nutrition that will further transform the livestock industry. In Kaduna, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
In Mauritius, efforts to promote millet consumption are gaining momentum, with local stores encouraging its inclusion in daily diets.
In the past few years, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has promoted millets like it has been never done before. And the pitch has taken up attention of all the Indians. People have started to consume more millets, have started to include them in their diet, which is not only good for their health, but also good for environment. Right now, I'm in Mauritius and I'm at a stall at the Indian Culture Center where most of the items have been prepared using millets in as far as ingredients are concerned, be it ragi laddu, jowar chaat. Can you tell us about the menu and the reason why you have included millets in your...
So I am currently studying the Panchakarma diploma here in Mauritius. So there's been a lot of incentive in promoting Ayurvedic medicine and way of life. But unfortunately, Mauritians are not too used to millets in the diet. So today the idea was to propose some options that are familiar to the Mauritian palate.
Prime Minister Modi himself has promoted millets like nobody has done in the recent years. How important do you think that pitch has been, and do you think that the message has been conveyed, here in Mauritius as well?
Yes, I think it's a very important message worldwide because it's a very affordable, healthy solution. So in Mauritius, the message is there. So I would say that it's encouraged and we need to promote it more.
The pitch that has been given by Prime Minister Narendra Modi for promotion of millets as part of a healthy diet and a sustainable environment has been picked up here as well, and people have started to promote millets not just in India but across the world. With camera person Mahesh Sharma, Makshi Dongre, DD India.
The Commonwealth has lost a High Court battle over whether it should be liable for compensation for lost native title rights over a mining lease on the Gove Peninsula in northeast Arnhem Land. The case was began by the late Dr. Yunupingu on behalf of the Jumati people in 2019, as bauxite mining operations began to wind up.
The aim of the Gumatj was to set up a future economic base off the back of extinguished native title rights. It was a bold move, with the clan hoping to secure just terms compensation under the Constitution. The mine and alumina refinery operated from the 1960s, with the decommissioning to run for several years yet. The Gumatj won the first round of their battle in the federal court, which broke new ground, finding native title was property and its extinguishment was an acquisition. The Commonwealth appealed and lost, including an argument that there were no just terms available in the territory. Gumatj leader Jawa Yunupingu and his brother were in Canberra for the historic ruling.
I also want to acknowledge my late brother, who has been the mastermind of all this. And he was the one that had the vision. It's for the future of my people and our children and their children.
But it's not over yet. The courts will still have to decide what just terms means in the context of the case. And there's still a native title claim to be determined.
Faced with the age-old problem of school bullying, some Canberra parents are turning to martial arts to help their kids protect themselves. They say knowing how to defend themselves had an immediate impact on their child's self-confidence.
A martial arts studio becomes the first line of defence for parents of children being bullied at school.
She was starting to get threatened and stuff like that, like she was nearly getting stabbed and she would literally run away and go straight to the teacher.
As the bullying escalated to physical violence, the emotional impact on her daughter only worsened.
She would become really upset. I could tell that she didn't know how to control her emotions. She'd take it out on her little sister and stuff like that.
But this mum says with the school powerless to intervene, she couldn't just stand by and watch, instead deciding to try martial arts.
Her confidence has come up a lot and she's able to stand up for herself and she knows what's right and she knows what's wrong.
They're not the only family to take this approach when faced with the issue of school bullying and fighting.
You could just tell, like when you pick him up from school and you'd ask him how his day was, he was a little bit shut down, a bit reserved.
For this dad, jiu-jitsu was the answer after his son was repeatedly picked on. And after only a few short months, he could see the difference.
He was more willing to engage with the world, with people. He didn't feel like he had to make himself small and hide away in group settings.
At this Canberra dojo, that's exactly the wisdom instructor Glenn Gibbons is looking to impart on his students, many of whom end up there after being bullied.
Over, drive it into the back of his hands, they'll let go.
As he did himself many years ago.
I was bullied as a kid and I took up boxing and I just wanted to thump the kid back, and by the time I was good enough to thump him back, bullies are very smart. He'd left me alone. It never came to that.
His students are taught how to throw a punch, kick, and how to win in a fight.
By the time he comes in, it's 1, 2, and move.
But they're also taught discipline and when not to fight.
And we do teach kids other than to resolve things, not just with their hands, but with their words and use their brain over their brawn, so to speak.
As a concept, it has merit for psychologist Brianna, who sees many children, both perpetrators and those they bully.
It's actually about increasing the kids' ability to have a level head and think about what they're doing so they don't straight away flip up into fight or flight when the bullying starts. They stay grounded and they can think about their actions. They're confident within themselves, they're aware of their body and their surroundings, and they can think through what they're doing in that situation.
Softening the blow of being bullied. Lottie Twyford, ABC News, Canberra.
This international conference on the circular economy focuses on the principles of reduce, reuse, and recycle. It aims to create a roadmap for sustainable production and consumption patterns.
Saturday morning at Darwin's Rapid Creek markets, and sellers say it's been a difficult year for mangoes.
Start the mango season, the price is so expensive because only if you have mango. And then later on at the end, it's becoming cheaper, but the mango is already too ripe.
Harvests at the start of the season in August and September had growers optimistic, but harvests across the top end, Katherine and Queensland all came into fruit at the same time, creating an oversupply, and top end mangoes then stopped altogether.
Darwin started in its normal early period in August. And the fruit that was meant to be there in September just wasn't there.
Growers may be able to recover from one lean season, But a mysterious fungal disease, mango twig tip dieback, could affect yields in the long term.
It really wasn't that much of a factor for this year, but it is a factor each year, and it seems to be getting worse and spreading to new varieties.
The Minister for Agriculture assuring growers that progress is being made, but ruling out further research funding.
We know that the department is out doing research to try and make sure that the mango industry can progress and move forward. And it's really about trying to show the industry that the NT government is here to support them.
Farmers calling on the federal government to put their industry taxes to use.
It's not just for the department to stump up the money. The industry pays levy, and we'll be looking to leverage the mango levy money and along with NT government money to ensure that growers get the best protection they can.
A challenging year for producers of a national staple. Oliver Chaseling, ABC News.
That's all we have for now. Thank you all for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant day.
Creating a news agenda that reflects an unbiased view of Asian current affairs without relying on external news sources. Asia Vision, Asian news through Asian eyes.
Barakatir Ramala Mahoge Heo Dmat Hunia TV Baldawa Lobit Raitunan Ariskurang.